Selamat sejahtera Tuan. Nama saya Elbreda Frank.
Okey.
Dan nama saya Sabrian Donald Vincent.
Selamat sejahtera. Nama saya Sugen Fred.
Kami dan ahli kumpulan kami sedang membuat projek untuk mengucapkan terima kasih kepada semua barisan hadapan. Topik projek kami adalah wira di sebalik topeng. Bagi pihak ahli kumpulan kami akan menemu ramah anda mengenai wabak yang sedang berlaku. Terima kasih kerana bersetuju menjadi sebahagian daripada wawancara ini. Bolehkah Tuan kenalkan diri Tuan anda?
Selamat sejahtera. Nama saya Sugendran. Saya seorang penolong pegawai perubatan yang sekarang kerja di penjara Kajang. Itu je.
Terima kasih Tuan. Okey. Adakah bekerja pada masa pandemik ini sudah susah dan kenapa?
Okey, bagi saya kerja pada masa pandemik ni tak adalah susah sangat sebab salah satunya sebab saya kerja kerajaan and adalah dia punya ups and downs tapi buat masa ni okey lah, still boleh bekerja lah. Nak kata susah sangat tu pun tak adalah.
Oh, okey Tuan. Adakah anda merasa gembira kerana anda dapat bekerja masa pandemik ini?
Okey, rasa gembira tu okey, saya bersyukurlah sebab saya dapat kerja lagi pada masa pandemik ni sebab setahu saya ramai telah hilang pekerjaan, especially di private sector dan yang bekerja sendirilah. Tapi saya kerja di government, so yes, I'm still happy that I still have a job and I'm thankful lah.
Okey Tuan. Bagaimana perasaan anda mengenai pemeriksaan suhu yang dilakukan di seluruh negara?
Okey, bagi pemeriksaan suhu yang dilakukan di seluruh negara itu, saya adalah satu langkah yang bagus dan adalah cara untuk detect simptom-simptom COVID-19 ni. Tapi ada juga plus minusnya sebabkan faktor suhu dan tempat suhu diambil. So pengambilan suhu adalah satu langkah untuk berjaga-jaga lah.
Okey Tuan. Adakah terdapat pengalaman buruk yang anda hadapi masa pandemik ini?
Pengalaman yang buruk bagi saya untuk masa pandemik ni tak adalah sebab for me kerja saya masih ada, gaji pun still ada lah. So pengalaman buruk tu tak ada, tapi maybe for other people yang buat bisnes sendiri atau kerja di private sector yang kehilangan kerja tu mungkin diorang ada effect lah.
Okey Tuan.
Okey, soalan seterusnya saya akan ambil alih. So, soalan seterusnya adalah dari pengalaman anda, adakah anda akan mengatakan bahawa COVID-19 ini yang diumumkan dalam setiap hari menggambarkan nombor sebenarnya?
Okey, ni ini adalah pendapat saya sendirilah dari pengalaman saya yang saya lihat dari awal PKP sampailah sekarang. Okey, nombor yang di apa statistik yang diberitahu oleh kerajaan pada awal bagi saya adalah kelihatan benar lah. Kes dari berapa ratus masa mula PKP plus minus 200 masa tu start PKP, then kes shoot up sampai beribu-ribu. Then towards the mid of the year, masa tu saya nampak dia punya statistic start to come down. Okay, this thing for me lah, I think it's not logical sebab as you all know, until now the vaccine is still in clinical trial and haven't been distributed yet lah. So one to say the cases are coming down and getting cured, it's not a true figure. And I think the only reason that the government is saying cases are coming down is because maybe because our how to say our economy is going down, so they need to resolve the issue. So they had to cover up. As I mean, it's not is what most of the countries are doing now. I mean, you can look at China. That's where it started, and then now you see there's not even a single news or case they are updating from them. So that's what we are doing here also. But I can it's not a thing to pinpoint or saying this is what they are doing. But if you see logically, Singapore, if you take our neighbor country, Singapore, just a small country, but then there are still thousands of cases. And you look at Malaysia, they're just telling that every day there's one cases. Even at the point where the Prime Minister is telling that there's zero cases. So it's for me, it's not a logical thing, and they shouldn't cover up. They should tell the truth. Doesn't matter even the economy is going down because people need to know how much are the real cases out there and how many people are actually getting treated and how many people are still being affected. And also, if you want to say people that they say already get cured, but then if you see at the hospital side, where some of my friends are working there, they say people who they say already get cured still come back second time with the symptoms again. So from my experience lah, the number they are saying is not true.
Okay, terima kasih Tuan. So sekarang soalan seterusnya adalah adakah atau pernahkah Tuan mengambil ujian swab?
Yes, saya dah ambil. Ini adalah masa awal PKP untuk sebagai berjaga-jaga lah. Because we all are frontliners, so we have to protect ourselves first and get to know either we are carrying the disease or not. Because want to treat other people, we shouldn't be the reason to spread the disease more.
Betul.
So,
Alright.
everyone of us got a swab test.
Okay Tuan. So soalan seterusnya adalah Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob berkata bahawa mereka yang pulang dari Semenanjung Malaysia dari Sabah dan Sarawak tidak perlu dikuarantin selama 14 hari jika mereka menguji negatif untuk COVID-19 dalam peperiksaan di lapangan terbang. So apakah pandangan Tuan terhadap pernyataan tersebut?
Okay, kalau ikutkan sekarang, situasi sekarang, situasi di Sabah, cases are very high lah. Okay, that's considered number one in Malaysia now. And people who are coming back from Sabah, even though they are, let's say, okay, they already taken a swab test in airports, but still they have to be quarantined because the result will only come out in 1 week plus. Something like that. It will take time for the result to get. So we can't let them out. Either they get house quarantine or they are placed in a quarantine area lah. So this, I mean, it should be taken as a precaution also. We don't know who might be bringing what.
Ya, betul.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. So soalan seterusnya adalah jika Tuan diberi peluang untuk menukar pekerjaan selama wabak ini, adakah Tuan akan menerimanya?
Kalau saya diberi chance untuk tukar, well, saya tidak akan tukar kepada pekerjaan baru lah sebab bagi saya kerja saya suka kerja saya. I mean, I love it's a job that I do passionately. And if let's say if I get a chance to change also, I think during this pandemic time will be difficult. for me to look for other jobs also. And somehow I'm working in the government side, so it's a secure job.
Betul. Alright. Okey, soalan seterusnya adalah dengan peraturan PKPB yang baru, adakah peraturan tersebut selalu longgar berdasarkan apa yang anda lihat setiap hari?
Okay. Peraturan masa CMCO ni bukan nak kata longgar, tapi it's based on the current situation. So I think the rules is quite heavy already. But the problem is with us. I mean, during the first MCO time, yes, people was following orders and listening to every rules the government was saying. But currently, I think people, since already go through so many months of it, people start to neglect. Just like how to say, tak ambil kisah lah. That's how they say. I mean, you can just see until now also people, there are still some of them going out without mask, without using hand sanitizers, without protecting themselves. Yeah, and even the people who already have the wristband for already confirmed cases, still they are going out to places where it's crowded. So they are also not taking precaution, and I think government is trying its best to tighten the rules. Like you see, even some places they said, okay, they'll fine 1,000 and all that. I mean, it's a good move to. It's not want to, how to say, want to plug the money from people, but it's a way to show them that how serious this illness is.
Ya, betul. Alright. Okey, sekarang ada dua soalan je lagi. Boleh kita teruskan, Puan?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Alright. So, soalan seterusnya adalah adakah bekalan di hospital kurang pada masa ini?
Okay, bekalan di hospital. Okay. Buat masa ni, I'm not sure about that. But then, because I'm not working in hospital right now, so the current situation there, I'm not that this one. But so far as I know, hospitals, if you go through KKM, normally any hospital they'll supply any medical equipment, any medicines. They'll be the first to get it. So want to say the bekalan berkurang, I don't think so lah. Maybe because this MCO time, maybe they could have a shortage, but then I'm sure it could be quickly resolved. And Malaysia, one thing is good about Malaysia is our health sector, which they will always update and and restock back their stocks so that it meets with the current situation.
Alright. Okay, so soalan yang last kali, apakah harapan Tuan kepada rakyat Malaysia dalam usaha kita membendung virus COVID-19 ini?
Okay, harapan saya kepada rakyat Malaysia, okay. Kita harus sama-sama lah dalam membendung virus COVID-19 ni, sebab kerajaan dah buat macam-macam cara untuk menolong kita. So kita pun perlulah menolong balik kerajaan dengan mengikut apa yang mereka beritahu, mengikut peraturan yang dibagi, mengikut SOP yang telah ditetapkan. Dia is how to say, we help them, they help us.
Yeah.
So we have to follow the rules.
Ya, betul, sama harapan lah. Saya rasa saya harap bahawa semua rakyat Malaysia boleh jaga semualah, so kita jaga kita lah. Dan itu saja daripada kita. Adakah Tuan ingin mengatakan apa-apa kepada orang di luar sana?
Stay safe and be cautious.
Alright.
That's the only thing.
Alright, okay. Terima kasih sangat Tuan. Semoga Tuan mempunyai hari yang baik. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Tuan.
Okay, terima kasih. Okay, thank you.